Good morning, everybody. It's Positive Tuesday today, June 6th, 2023. Oh, wrong stuff. Joining us to start the show this morning is Freedom Music Fest Wisconsin event organizer, Miss Amy Greenfield. But first, for Barry County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you're watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provide quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give Brian a call today. Numbers right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy, it's National Yo-Yo Day today. Did you have a yo-yo when you were a kid?
I'm sure I did. I can't remember.
I had one for about a minute and a half, and I immediately got in trouble with it. My mom took it away. That's all I remember. Yeah, Amy, good morning. Do you have a yo-yo when you were growing up?
Good morning. I do not currently have a yo-yo, and I think I used to and tried some tricks and probably hit myself in the head or something, or my brother, and I probably lost it too.
Well, that doesn't count. Hitting your brother with it, that doesn't count.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing some ticket giveaways today. I don't know how many. We'll get to that in a second. And Amy, to kind of walk us through, tell us about the bands, tell us about this event. Obviously, Fitz and I went last year. We loved it. We can't wait to go again this year. But before all of that, we always like to start the show with something that we know is always going to be positive, and that is sports. Just for, a couple of minutes. So, Fitzy, I have a question for you. So last week, you were talking about hockey, so I figured I'd have a hockey question. And I did watch the first period of the Stanley Cup Finals because I'm trying to learn how to love hockey just a little bit. And I only watched one period. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I just don't really like hockey that much.
There's a lot of goals in that period.
Well, it was 1-1. Anyway, so Vegas is up 2-0.
Yeah.
So next week, so there's only 2 games left two more games until our next show next week. So is this over? Is the series over before our show next Tuesday?
No. Florida's going to come back. They got beat pretty bad last night, but they'll come back. They'll come back. I'm not worried. But I did learn something last night on Florida. They have a player named Fitzgerald on their team, so I didn't know that. So that was kind of.
And you liked Florida. You wanted them to win.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 2-2 or 3-1 next Tuesday.
It's going to be 2-2. I'll go with 2-2. Florida will come back.
Amy, I don't know if you follow hockey or not. Do you have any, or if you don't, just throw in something.
I haven't kept up on what's going on right now. But yes, I had followed hockey before.
Okay.
So I really have nothing to contribute, but I'm sure you're related to that Fitzgerald guy that plays for Florida.
Yeah.
I hope I am. Exactly. Maybe I hope my kid get into hockey.
Yeah. All right. I'm putting Amy down for she thinks they're going to sweep. And it's so obvious. Vegas is so even that first period I realized Vegas is so much better than the other team. Not even close.
They got to make it go 7 games. It's how the NHL and the NBA work.
It's all conspiracy, I tell you. Those refs.
All conspiracy theory. Yeah.
That's right. All right. Do you have a question?
What do you think of the NBA? It's 1-1. Is that over before next week?
Well, there's 3 games left, so in order for it to be over, one of the teams would have to win the next 3. And if Miami won the next 3, that'd make it 4 in a row.
Yeah.
That's not likely. So it's gonna be 3-2. The only question is it going to be Denver or Miami up 3-2? On paper, you would think Denver, but Miami already went through number 1 seeded, Milwaukee Bucks, and then number 2 seeded Celtics, or maybe it was the other way around. I can't remember. I can't pick them against them again. Miami's going to be up 3-2 next Tuesday.
Yep. I agree with that.
Nuts. I hate it when we agree on stuff. That's terrible. All right. And what do you think, Amy?
Again, being I hadn't watched, but I'll flip a coin and I'll say Denver.
Denver's going to be a 3. Oh, she's probably going to be right. Isn't that the worst? Like I did that one of those not office pool, like one of those predict. It was the bracket, NCAA bracket. I had Drusha filling out. She doesn't watch any sports ever. She did better than I did. She's just like, I don't know, I'll pick this team. Like, it drives me nuts. So yeah, Amy will probably win. So speaking
pick on the color. Yeah, color of the uniform.
Yeah, I know. So we're being joined here by Amy Greenfield. And by the way, make sure you put in some comments, be engaged in this chat this morning. Every time you put in a comment, you are automatically entered for a chance to win tickets to Freedom Music Fest Wisconsin. And that's why I have Amy on this morning to talk about all of that, including how many tickets we're giving away, who are the bands, all that stuff. But first, we'll be right back after 15 seconds with a word from Spooner Health.
Satisfaction surveys and in conversations with patients, they appreciate the fact that staff got to know them. Staff really took their preferences into account, and they just feel grateful that they are being cared for as a person.
To learn more about our services, visit spoonerhealth.com.
All right. And good morning, Jennifer and Kaylee. All right, Amy, we wanted to have you on last year, and I don't think we ever did. It just didn't work out, if I recall. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you were on last year.
It was something like that.
Yeah, something. I can't remember how it worked, but so happy to have you on. And we're kicking this off.
Well, thank you.
For every month. No, every month. Every Tuesday show this month, we're going to give tickets away. So before we get into all the wonderful things that this is going to be, how do you want to do the tickets? Do we want to do one person gets 4? Or 2 people get 2? Or are we doing 4 tickets, 3 tickets, 2 tickets? What do you want to do?
Yeah, we're gonna give away 4 tickets each week, and then probably have a fun surprise the week leading up right before the event.
I love it that you haven't even told me what that is yet. That is awesome.
I know, because I'm thinking of it right now as we're talking. No,
You're like us. We make stuff up as we go.
right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we should have 4 winners each week.
4 winners.
Yeah, 4
See, I totally
winners.
sold it there, Fitzy. Wait, what?
Yeah.
4 winners. You have your wheel, don't you? Your little app thing, Fitzy?
Yeah, I'll have to get my app out. Great. Now I got to come 4 times.
4 times. Fitzy would prefer 1 winner for 4 tickets.
Yeah. It's just not how we roll.
Yeah.
We like
And Brian,
giving.
what a wonderful thing to say. Organizing these events is no small feat. Thanks for your commitment to the community and now law enforcement. So let's start right there. Thank you, Brian, for that comment. What is this, before we can say what all the wonderful things and the bands and etc., you changed from last year to this year. This year, you're going to be doing what with the proceeds, I guess?
Well, last year we were very excited for the success that we had, and it was a little overwhelming, but we are very happy that we were at the fairgrounds, because in our previous location, it just absolutely would not have worked. Our stage alone was 40 feet by 75 feet long, and that is the vast majority of that parking lot across from the Civic Center. So it worked out really well to have it at the fairgrounds. But yet we also had a lot of questions as to why is it still called the block party when you're not on a block? And I really had no answer for that. But yet I'm like, we're going to just roll with this, because we have a lot of changes. The couple of years prior, we did not even have an event because of COVID. And so there were just a lot of new things, new location, what have you. But our takeaway last year was how amazing it was, but we wanted to do more. We wanted to give back. And being that it is around the 4th of July weekend, we wanted to make it as patriotic as we could, and and celebrate those that serve us, that take care of us, keep us safe, protect us, our law enforcement, military, fire departments, and EMS. And so with that, obviously, we changed the name to make it more about celebrating our freedoms, the freedoms that we have, of course, as Americans, but then those that serve and protect us help to give us. So this year, it's the proceeds. We have a number of law enforcement, fire departments, and other volunteers through military that are assisting with our event, and we will be donating back to them. Some veteran service organizations will be assisting them as well with some of the additional proceeds we have after the event. We will be having an honor guard, and I am working, if Dave Schmitz, if you're listening, on a Huey flyover. So, yeah.
No.
So, he goes over all the time. Like a Memorial Weekend, he was. I can hear him in the house. So he's the owner of Economart. I think he still technically owns it, because Teddy runs it. But he's got this Huey, and it's freaking awesome. And those things have a unique sound.
Yes,
so
they do.
You can always hear the thing going over the house. And I stand out there. I'm 46, and I stand out there like I'm a little 12-year-old going, for like 20 minutes. I love it.
Yes, so it is in the works, but he told me I won't know until probably the week of, if he can make that happen. So we're just very excited. Have a very patriotic feel coming with regards to our setup, our decor, all of the American flags flying every which way, and just having some fun. We pray that we have the great weather like we had last
It
year,
was great
because
last
that
year.
was unbelievable. But we're also, with that, very excited about our lineup this year. As everybody who was there last year knows, we have one night of both rock and country bands, and we feel that we have a very strong lineup with 38 Special as our headliner, who have a lot of classic rock hits that people they may not know who sings them, but they know the songs. And they put on a great show. I've already met with their production manager. They pride themselves on their light show. So we've got a lot of, I don't even know what's coming as far as the lights go, but I know that it's a big deal. So, and then Black Hawk, who is a 90s country band, they put on a fabulous show as well. And just strong performers, still sound great. If you don't know who they are, look them up. And I'm sure,
I had
again,
to.
you've heard
I
their
remember when
songs.
you announced, we had the announcement, the original one, I believe, First Time Riding Right. Yay. I think we announced it on the show. If I remember, it wasn't even in an article yet. It was like right before the show, he said, hey, can you announce this? I'm like,
Yep.
Sure. But 38 Special, I'm like, I know the name, but I had to do that. I had to go to YouTube, 38 Special, and I'm like, I know that song. I know that song. I know that song. But I never would have, put them together.
Yeah. So you
So
won't be
that's-
on my music trivia team then.
No. No. I'm terrible. Unless the question is, do you know this song? Then,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Can you
Black
sing?
Hawk, what does Black Hawk do again?
What do you mean? They're a country artist.
Country. Okay.
90s country, and they put on a fabulous show as well. Original singers, so it should be a lot of fun. I'm actually meeting with their managers today, and getting all the particulars on when to expect them and what the day is going to look like,
and all their
what
preferences.
they want to have for lunch.
Right. Yeah. Oh man. And I still, I don't want to forget. Fitzy, don't forget, we do want to go back to what Brian had said about the organizing these events is no small feat. I want to get to that a little bit. You know what we should do, or it's up to you, Amy, but go through the last two, and then maybe we should see who wants, who people are looking forward to the most. So GB Layton was there last year, right?
Yes, GB Layton is out of Minneapolis. Fabulous band. I've been watching them for 25 years, and they continue to put on a great high energy show. We just brought them up to Round Man the end of March, and they did a show there. Kind of a little thank you to the Churchill family for all they do at our event, but also a intro and precursor to the upcoming event this summer. So they love coming to Spooner. They love the people. They love how everybody's dancing and having a good time to their music. So they will be back. And then the Smokin' Loons is a local band. Last year we had an artist in the VIP area. We're not doing that this year because it was kind of hard to hear them.
Well,
So
for
the
us, it
Smokin'
wasn't in the VIP area where Fitzy and I were last year. We don't care about the peasants on the other side. It was great for us. We're sitting here in the chairs and we got our own little private band. And
I
oh,
know.
it's fantastic.
So this year you're going to have to share
Aw.
because they're going to be on the big stage. And they will be, the gates open at 4:00, and we'll have the Smokin' Loons on about 4:15.
Oh, right.
And they'll play for 45 minutes to an hour. And then 15 minutes unplug for them with their guitars, and GB Layton will be on stage for an hour and a half. And
Wow.
then we plan to honor our country before Black Hawk goes on, and then the big show begins. So
Now,
we've got 4 food vendors this year of nice variety.
who?
So the barbecue guy from last year, Dave barbecue, I think.
The barbecue guy.
And the smoked mac and cheese that everybody talked about last year. And
Fitzy tried everything. Everything. He did. He loves that stuff. He was like, I'll try one of these. I'll try one of these. I'll try one of these.
there you go.
Then I put
Well,
it in
there's
the
more to
garbage.
try
and it
this
was
year.
happening right away.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
we
yeah.
have specialty burgers and all the fried cheese curds and all the good L'Amore concessions. And then we also have a Euro truck coming that has a nice
Shut
variety.
up.
Yeah, I know.
That is literally, I ask my wife about that every week. She said, anything special from the store when she goes to the Economart? I'm like, Euros. Like, I just want, I've been craving one of those for like 2 years. Like I want, and nobody makes them, or well, we don't really have a lot of variety in Washburn County for food to begin with. There's a food truck just for that.
Yeah.
There is a food, and they have a variety of different gyros. You're gonna have to go back several times.
I think it's just the what is it? Tahiti sauce, whatever that stuff is. It's like cucumbers, the stuff that they put on it. It's the
Cucumber sauce.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
The Smoking Loons are
Smoking Loons are on.
Smoking
Good morning.
Loons.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear them too. I've never heard them. And what is the Smoking
They're a lot of
Loons?
fun.
What
They're a
do
lot
they
of fun.
usually sing? Well, if they're on, what do you guys usually sing?
Maybe they'll be on next week, and they'll
Yep,
play
there
all
you
the
go. Yep.
Well, we're
And
talking
then, of course, in the
25 days.
VIP area for the VIP ticket holders, Roundman it will be serving 5 different courses throughout the evening of a different appetizer. I have no idea what Spencer has worked up, but I know that it will be amazing.
Wasn't last year they changed it like a board? Yeah, and it changed it up, wasn't it? Right, 50 and like, and they had like the at this time we're serving this, and then how long was it in between?
I don't know.
Every half hour.
Every half hour or so, then they would have something different. So that's what Fitzy kept going to. I'm like, oh, time to go back up and see what they're doing now.
So it's 5 courses this year, whatever they are. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I think I don't know when it's all going to start. I really haven't. I'm just sort of letting them do what they do.
They do great job. I mean, jeepers, they're phenomenal at what they do.
Just
It was
do what you
flawless
do.
last year, so do it exactly.
Yeah. So
like
Fitzy has a question for you, and I'm guessing he has a question for you. I think I know what it's probably going to be about. Fitzy?
what do you want me to about the garbage?
The garbage.
So
I'm
what's
like,
the garbage
It was
routine
awesome.
looking like this year?
You know what? I want you to know that because of your comments and thoughts, we are bringing back the Spooner Boys and Girls Soccer team and Coach Nick Merkt because they did a fabulous job with the garbages.
Wait, that's who did it last year?
Yeah. And honestly, they loved it. They had fun with it. They asked to do it again, which was great
There you
because
go.
we were going to beg them to do it again. So, yeah.
Fitzy was impressed. Very
I
impressed.
was. And now I'm even more impressed. It's a bunch of high school kids.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought it was like, you have to hire out, sublet out to, I don't know, somebody out of the cities had to come all the way over here because you don't get yourself. Garbage is a thing, as
It
Fitz
is
and I
a
have talked
thing.
about many times, especially at festivals. Bathrooms
I
and
know.
garbages. Most people don't
Right.
think about that stuff. So, with that said, let's quickly go back to that thing from Brian. Organizing these events is no small feat. So, this year you've expanded, it's bigger, you're doing more, all this stuff. What's that experience been like for you compared to last year? Is it adding more and more and more and going, okay, maybe I went a little bit too far because I don't know if I can get all this stuff done? Or is it I'm
Well-
just making it a little bit better than last year and we keep, growing it? But what is that like to organize something like that?
Well, you have to surround yourself with good people that can help you. And that's what we have. So we're very fortunate that everybody, it's hard work, but afterwards you finally exhale and say, we did it. And look at this. It was fun. People had a good time. It's for the right reasons. And so that helps motivate us. But one major change we are making this year is, we assessed our setup last year and there were a lot of people. And, it was far bigger than we expected. So we weren't quite sure how much room to allot in certain areas for general admission and the VIP area and the entrances and so on and so forth. And so last year, the stage faced the north. This year, we're moving the setup and the stage is going to face the west. So we're going to utilize the length of that area where people
Sure.
park, typically for the rodeo,
Yeah.
and face the stage west. The entrance will still be the same, but another thing that we are changing is because of that, and we also are trying to assist people so they don't have to walk as far. We only have VIP and some handicap parking on site. So we're trying to control a little bit with that. But what we're doing in the interim is having shuttles. So we're utilizing the Spooner High School parking lot, which parks over 500 cars. And we're having buses that are shuttling down every 15 minutes from the school down to the grounds, dropping off right at the gate. And then we'll be returning people back up there.
Good idea.
We have a couple other shuttles as well.
That's a really good. Fitzy, did we get VIP parking tickets? If
I
not, we
would
need to
did.
order those now too.
Yep, you're good.
I'm not
I got
freaking
you.
walking anywhere. Jeepers.
All of our equipment.
Oh yeah, we should do something live from there. That'd be great.
Yeah, we should.
Quick, so just to remind people, we're giving away 4 tickets to 4 different people, and in order to participate in this, just comment. Ideally, if you want to say which is the band that you're looking forward to the most, or comment about that, or just anything positive, just be engaged in this. And every time that you comment is a chance, it's basically just another entry, and it's free to do this. So when we're finished with the show, so Amy's going to bounce here in a little bit because Fitzy and I, we do have to get to a couple of press releases that you sent out yesterday. In the end of the show, we're just going to pick a number randomly, and we're going to go down, and that's kind of how we do it. It's not a very good process. It's not very scientific, but it's what we've always done, and it's kind of seems to work. And it's always fun to watch Fitzy have to count down 1, 2, 3. It's you don't want to miss it. So Amy, when somebody wins a ticket, this is a general admissions ticket.
Right.
Is it possible for them to upgrade if they wanted to?
Sure.
What?
Yep.
Right.
They would pay the difference.
Sure. Okay, cool. All right, so what else do we, what about the traffic? Is part of the reason that you are looking at the shuttling of the bus and people down? Sounds like it's the parking, just the actual location of the parking. But also, are you concerned at all regarding the new 63? And after they changed that over, and that's been kind of it's a work in progress. Well, I guess not a work in progress. It's already over now.
Yeah.
But do you anticipate any issues there?
Oh man, who knows? That had really nothing to do with why we chose to do this. When we changed the layout of our site, we knew that we were eating up several parking spots. So we figured that in order to make up for that, but also to keep people from having to walk so far, is having, we've got some larger lots, obviously in the community, some municipal lots across from the Civic Center. We're talking with the Lumberjacks to see if they would potentially want to run their bus too. But in the meantime, we do have 4 shuttles confirmed that will be running from Spooner High School down to the grounds. So
4?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. This is so, so when you have to put all this together, I wouldn't even know where to start, to be honest.
What's that?
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Get the artists.
Yeah.
Good point.
So we can plan our own?
Yeah.
We're not doing that. We're just coming to yours.
Yeah.
Hey, give us a little background on that real quick. How do you get the artists? You don't want to give away trade secrets in case somebody else decides to do something like this. But is that the most difficult part? Do you go through a whole bunch and do they say, no, I don't want to do your stupid show in Spooner? I'm sure they don't say that.
Actually, I'm pretty fortunate because I have cousins in Nashville that are talent buyers, and that's how this event started in the first place. So when I had taken over, they have a cabin in Springbrook, and when I had taken over the rodeo parade a few years back from my uncle, and they were here, and I think I brought in the Badger Band. So we had the Badger Band in the parade, and then they did a 5th quarter, and that's kind of how the block party became to be. Is they're like, well, you need to have a place for a 5th quarter. Let's do it on this block. Let's call it the block party. Well, my cousins happened to say, you've got a pretty nice little setup. Why don't we bring in some baby acts from Nashville and see how it goes? So we tried that the next year, and it was smaller, but it went over pretty well. And we had brought in Brandon Ray, who Keith Urban was producing for him. And he did a private acoustic show in the Palace Theater, and the acoustics in that building are amazing. It was really fun. But it was a nice vibe, and it was really a cool little cool evening. And so then each year we built off of that. And before COVID, so 2019, we had Little Texas up here and a few other Nashville acts. And so we were kind of gradually growing. And then we took the big jump, the big leap of faith. And, they're asking me who I want. And, of course, you see the dollar amount that you have to pay, and you don't want to overstep and get burned. But I said, let's try for Sawyer Brown. And so they were able to get Sawyer Brown. And then, of course, it's, oh my gosh, can we sell the tickets and cover all this? Because
yeah,
these bands aren't cheap, I mean, they're worth what we're paying them, but we have to be smart about it. And then after COVID, we decided to add Great White. So we had some rock in the country, which I think was smart. Some people left after Great White, some people came after Great White, and some people were there not even knowing who they were listening to, and enjoyed both of them, like you, Ben, right?
Yeah, I did actually. Because first of all, I'd never heard of
Didn't even
any
know
of
who
these
they were.
bands before, but Fitzy and I had commented on that last year. That people were coming in throughout the entire show, like right before Great White started. There's
Yeah.
still people that are coming in. I'm like, why are people coming in? And Fitzy is like, well, duh, because they didn't want to listen to the other bands. Maybe they don't like country or whatever, or maybe they just got off work, or I don't know. So it's nice where you can kind of come and go and listen. I mean, the thing is, most people go, I think, with other people. It's really just a chance to kind of hang out, and that was the one thing I do remember. That I was surprised by. Fitzy was very happy again about the garbages. I was really happy and surprised by how family friendly it was. And I'm not getting paid to say that. Or I mean, unless you want to, throw some money my way, that's fine. But I've never been to a music festival before. I don't like really being around that many people to begin with, or being outside, or being up late. But
He does it for you, Amy. So
I do it for you.
Fun,
But I was so surprised. I'm like, I just, thought there was going to be a bunch of drunkards and fights and stuff. I mean, all the stereotypical, like, I don't know. I've never gone to one before. But I remember thinking, holy cow, I think I'm bringing the kids next year. Like, this is just a relaxing, sitting outside. It was wonderful. I didn't know that it was going to be like that. I thought it was going to be a bunch of grown-up drunks, which is fine. But it wasn't. I'm serious. It surprised me only because I had no idea what to expect.
Right. And one other thing we did add this year, just for you, Ben, was we added reserved seating in the VIP and the general admission area.
Whoa.
So I know. No, one thing we noticed last year at the setup, and people are certainly still welcome to bring their own chairs in, but there is a seating area for those people, and it is further towards the back this year. So for those of you that don't have tickets, if you're hoping to be able to sit down and you don't want to worry about hauling a chair, we do have reserved seating in both the general admission and the VIP area. And those tickets are available on our website. You will not have to worry about a chair. So we will have those, and they'll be closer towards the front, not the right up front, but they will be in front of where the other seating area would be, where you do bring your own chair. So just so you know.
By the way, it's going to be parked in inside the gates, right?
Yep.
Wow. All right, I'm just trying to picture it now, seeing that it's changed. Now it's facing west. Yeah, that does make sense. Oh, I can't wait to see it. And I'm assuming, so when this is all finished, you got to come back on and tell us how everything went, how many people showed up, etc. Without giving anything away, I do just want to ask one question, and that is, are you already, when it comes from the organizing standpoint, are you already thinking about next year? Your mind has to be focused on this right now. But are you
My
already?
mind is totally focused on this right now.
Got it.
I mean, yesterday I realized at work, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're 3 weeks away. And
25 days as of today.
8 hours, 2 minutes, 2 seconds.
How do you know that?
I got the clock up on their site.
Oh, on their website. Yeah, you have a countdown
how many
on
is
it.
it?
25 days, 8 hours, 1 minute, and 53 seconds.
Yeah.
Isn't that
I
a
feel
Rent
those
song?
53 seconds too.
No. Okay.
Yeah, no, we have an event electrician that he was just up here on Saturday, because we bring in 3 whisper generators from Ziegler. And so, the bands, the bigger the bands you get, which 38 Special is definitely the biggest that we've had so far, they want things set up a certain way. So we have to, have the generators so many feet away from the stage and all this stuff, and figure out all the cabling for that. And so we had to kind of configure, our setup a little bit to make sure that we're accommodating, because, the artists, they have the power to say, we won't.
What a bunch of prima donnas, jeepers. We're paying you.
And they've
Just
all been
show up.
really nice. It's just simple stuff that we had to plan ahead for.
Right.
So, there's all those little things. I've got calls with each of the bands today to learn a little bit more about what they're needing, wanting, those types of things. So, but they've all been really great to work with.
Light show. Can't wait. If I can stay up that late. All right. Fitzy, you have anything?
No, I just want to say thank you for the support of the community, for doing things like this. Don't worry about traffic. This new Spooner police chief will have it.
Kronberger's killing
He'll be in charge, no problem. He's got it down. I know he's listening, and it'll be flawless. Don't worry about that. If not, Dave Wilson will come and help him.
Wilson. Where's my? There we go. Yeah, the little triangle. Every time we say his name.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Just thank you for doing this, and thank you for giving back. All the money goes back into the community. That's what I love about this event. That's why these community festivals are so important, and that's why this one literally goes back to fire, EMS, police, the armed forces, the veterans. I mean, this is how you give and give at the same time. You get something and you give at the same time, and it's special. And I just appreciate. Thank you for you. I know you have a big crew behind you, and I know you give kudos to them, and I appreciate everybody that's volunteering and helping for your event. So
and even if you don't want to go to it, just buy a ticket, you moron.
That's right.
And help it out. Like, don't go. Actually, would prefer that, because then there's fewer people in line when I get my food.
And it's just us in front of the stage.
That'd be fantastic. I would love that.
And one last thing is, I don't know, for those that have followed us on Facebook, we've been throwing out discount codes for firefighters, law enforcement, military, EMS, teachers, healthcare workers. Today is the last day of that discount code being available. So currently the discount code is for 50% off a general admission ticket. So that would make your general admission ticket $20. But those will all expire at the end of the day today, and tickets will go up to the $40 that they are listed at. On day of show, the ticket is $50 at the gate.
Okay.
So you're still getting a deal.
Yeah.
But we had to put an expiration on those, and June 6th was the date that we ended up picking. So buy those tickets today when you can get them on sale for a deal. And we will have some paper tickets being sold at various businesses in both Shell Lake, Spooner, and Hayward from now until the event. So, and
did you pick June 6th as the day because it's National Yo-Yo Day? By chance?
Yes, it is because of the yo-yo.
I figured.
I know.
All right. Amy, thanks so much for coming on and kind of walking us through this stuff. I can't wait. This is going to be so much fun.
We hope to see a whole big crowd there, having some fun with the bands.
We'll
and the food and the Euros.
And the and the
garbage.
Now I'm really excited. I'm going to take a nap before we go.
You need a long nap and some caffeine.
So I can stay up past 8.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I think there's a button on your screen somewhere that says hang up or something. Thank you so much. We'll see you at the July 1st. We forgot to say that. It's July 1st, by the way.
July 1st. It's coming up.
Yeah.
See you later. Cool. Have a good day.
Thanks, now.
See ya.
All right, so hold on. I'm going to see if I can get this to work. And then back to live publish.
Look at that.
Is that working now?
There's only 2 of us on the screen now.
Okay. All right, hopefully. I don't know if this stuff works or not. I'm making it up as I go. All right, so we do have a couple of things. So reminder, we're going to be doing about 9:15 here. When our show is up, we'll do the giveaways. So you can still, comment, be engaged in the show today. And then we'll do the 4 winners. But we have a couple of things I wanted to get to here, Fitzy. Yesterday, you had sent out 2 press releases, actually. One was just an update, and our headline was a 3rd person dies from that fatal crash on Memorial Day in Barron County. I believe it was another minor. For the people who didn't see that, what can you say?
We did have one more person pass away from the crash on Memorial Day. This was a 14-year-old boy from Elmwood. So that is the 3rd fatality in that crash. I did learn from the parents that the other 2 boys are doing better, improving on a daily basis. I did not get an update on the van yet. I'm waiting for that. We usually don't get updates when people do better. We only get updates when they do worse. So no update's a good update in our world. But again, our thoughts and prayers are with the family and the Elmwood community. All these kids were from Elmwood area, and just a tragic event. And
where's Elmwood?
Down in, it's about an hour from here to Menominee, and then go down a little bit more. And,
okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. And you're right. Our thoughts and our prayers with them. No kidding. Everyone that was involved in not just. I just can't even think about that stuff. Like losing family members, and the rest.
Yeah.
It's just.
I talked to the parents. I mean, they're trying to be as tough as they can for their family, and that's just got to be, unbelievable, tragic experience for them. But our thoughts and prayers, and I know the whole community, and that's where again your fire, your EMS. I mean, 9 ambulances, 4 helicopters, 2 fire departments, all the law enforcement. That's where things like the Freedom Fest make a difference in your community, and that's why it's so important to, like I said, maybe you can't go just buy a ticket, donate the money. I don't care what you do, but just that's where you get to have a little bit of fun and get back to your community at the same time. That's why the Freedom events like the Freedom Fest and events like I'm going to announce one just a little bit later for Friday night in Cumberland. That's where you can make a difference in your community. So I appreciate that. And
all right, we have a second. We had a second one. I'm sorry. Was that anything else you want to say? Okay. The second one, this was our headline was son arrested for allegedly stabbing mother in Barron County. We put that press release up on our website at driver.com. It's on our Facebook page. And, of course, I'm sure it's on your Barron County Sheriff's Department's Facebook page as well. For people who didn't read that, what was that? What can you say about it?
We did have taken into custody a 30-year-old male yesterday for allegedly, I have to say allegedly, but he's in jail awaiting formal charges by a district attorney office for a stabbing of his mother. She was 54. So that's about all I can say at that time on this one. There's no danger to the public. That happened about 8:30 yesterday morning, 8:46 actually, happened yesterday morning. And just another event in Barron County that we wanted to inform the public of. There was a large police presence in an area just outside of Cameron, between Cameron and Chautauqua, and I wanted to make sure people knew about it and that there's no danger to the public, and we have the subject in custody, and more details will come when the criminal complaint comes out on that one.
Okay, and I should probably throw this in there as well. Speaking of police presence, there's a big multi-agency thing going on. I think it's this morning in Spooner from like 7:30 to 11 or 10. I can't remember. We had that announcement from the Spooner Police Department. So it's not school's out. So it's just a training exercise. We have the information on our website. I'm assuming it's on the Spooner Police Department's Facebook page as well. On that note, so we've had some things happening in Barron and kind of in our area. So I put up our weekly jail booking reports for the 6 counties. I actually had it up before the show this morning. And I noticed that Barron's, I think it was like 43-ish. You've been kind of hovering in the 20s, and now there's like 43 booked in the last 7 days. Is it? I think you've talked before, like weather is somehow related, or is it just that randomness? One bus could lead to 6 people. It just was surprising how many people were in the jail bookings this week.
I think weather had a lot to do with that. Summer had a lot to do with that. A lot of domestics and a lot of OWIs this weekend. Those are the 2 things that are 100% preventable. So we can not drink and go home and fight with our wives or husbands. I understand that disagreements happen, but it doesn't have to get physical. You can walk away. You can separate for the night. You can do a lot of different things before we have to get involved. And the OWIs are obviously 100% preventable. But a lot of incidents over the weekend. We were pretty steady day, night, domestics during the day. I think the heat has a lot to do with that. I think there was, everybody dealt with it in a pretty good way, minus the people we arrested, but it was really hot. Again,
why would the heat have more to do with domestics in the daytime? Is it just because maybe you're thinking they don't have air conditioning or something?
Right. You get frustrated if you get hot and sticky and crabby. I mean, think about it. If you don't have air conditioning, and you can't afford it or whatever the reasons, you don't have it. It's broke and you can't. The guy can't come out and fix it till Tuesday. It's gonna suck.
Yeah,
so
it is poor choices.
I think, we got to make better choices with that. But yeah, you're right. We had a very busy weekend. I hope that's not an indication of what the summer will bring for us. But if it does, we'll be here to handle it. And we're working on, we have a plan in place to try to get 2 more people on Friday. We're meeting with my executive committee, the county.
Right.
Executive
That's
committee.
right.
I'm asking for 2 people.
You want me to put in a phone call for you?
Yeah, that's right. Let's see. It's on Dry and Wire.
Oh, hey, by the way, Maya got that job at Spooner Health. Boom. Just saying.
Just saying.
We're 2 for 2.
Okay, well, hopefully we're 3 for 3 on Friday. If you're a county board member in Barron County, please listen.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. You said you had an announcement as well?
Oh, I have two things. One
Sure.
is we also put out a little, it's not really a press release. We put something on Facebook, and I don't think I sent it out to the media, but we've had a ton of 911 hangups. I know Washburn County's had the same problem. They put something out, from January 1st to May 30th, and I don't have last year's numbers,
Okay.
but we took 2,145 911 hangups or 911 misdials in the first 6 months of the year. That's a huge amount.
Wait, say that again.
2,145 911 hangups or misdials from January till May 30th of this year.
Holy cow.
That is a huge number. It's taking up a lot of our time. We need you to know your phone. When we have to respond to every one of those. In fact, just yesterday or the day before, Sunday maybe it was, we had a 911 hangup that turned out to be a real domestic. So that's why we have to go on all of these calls. A lot of them are, I accidentally hit the side button on my phone or something like that went on. Know your phone, know that it's locked, know that it vibrates sitting on your lawnmower in your boat. Your watches now our watches have a sensor in them that if it feels an impact, it sometimes calls 911. You can shut those features off if you don't want them on. I understand it's about safety, but we're seeing too many 911 calls. Washburn County had the same thing. It's a statewide problem. The sheriffs are working on this issue. It's something we'll talk more about probably in the next couple of weeks.
That's over 400 a month and about 15 a day. That's ridiculous.
And we have to drive in. It might be across the county. So
you've said that before, that you just can't they hung up. No, you have to go. Holy cow.
Yeah, because there was one, like I said, on Sunday that ended up being a 911 hang up that was a true domestic, that the female couldn't talk, and she intentionally dialed 911. We went there and realized that there was a domestic occurring.
Which is why you have to go to all of those.
Have to go to all of them. So if it's an accident and we call back, just answer. We shared a great video on our Facebook from a different sheriff's department. He did a great video. Instead of recreating the wheel, I just shared it. He did a great video on what you should do if you accidentally call 911. Just answer, say everything's okay, and we'll be good to go. But if we sense something's wrong, you're going to see a police presence at your house, and you're going to answer your door. And if you don't answer your door, sometimes we kick people's door in because sometimes they fall and they can't get up, and all of that goes on. So we have all that going on. Don't forget to register for our Donut Dash. That's coming up. I ran Haley's Common. I did a half mile with the last kid.
You ran it.
I ran it. I did. I'm like, why do these parents push their kids so far in this running race? They're like, finish the race hard. I'm like, no, let's just walk. It's fine. And they're like, no, run. And I'm like, oh man, why do you push your kids so hard? Don't make them run all the time. No, I'm just kidding. We had a great time. Haley's Common, again, another community event that goes back into the community. Appreciate that. Friday night, we'll be in Cumberland. They have a Back the Blue fundraiser, street fair in Cumberland. So bare minimum band, 6 to 10, food trucks, ice cream trucks, beverages, kids games, raffles, vendors. All the money goes to the Cumberland, Cameron, and Check Police Departments. It's a family fun event sponsored by Bourbons and the Hammer Time Bar right near the Four Corners in Cumberland. You'll see us out there Friday night, June 9th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Great family fun event. That's Back in the Blue.
Wait, when is your meeting on Friday?
8 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Friday. Yeah. And then Friday night we'll be at the Hammer Bar and the Bourbons Bar. And again, they're great community supporters and wanted to do something fun.
Oh, shoot. Speaking of, I forgot to put this up here. I saw something from Brian. So Brian from Professional Exteriors and Interiors. I'd like to buy 10 tickets and give them away. Let me know how I can do that. Thank you for the chance to help. Man, Brian is just so freaking amazing. I love that dude.
Brian's a great guy.
I know. He was over here a couple weeks ago, and we got a chance to meet his daughter. And Riley and his daughter, they were, drawing at the table right behind me. Oh, what a good guy, good business guy, and just a great dad. I like good human beings. I really do.
I like good people too. Yeah, no, Brian.
Kind of find out. Good people are awesome.
Yeah, people are. Yeah, people like Amy and her team. I mean, it was just awesome. So, all right. So
here's the forecast. Lots of sunshine after today. High 75. Oh, okay. So not as hot as last week is what I'm seeing. Have a great. Oh, perfect. Oh, love it.
Okay.
All right, cool. I ordered my shirt yesterday. Nice. Okay, so do we want to actually go through all 4 of these right now, or pick the numbers, and then you can add them up later, and I'll just put it in the comments? Because it may take you a while.
We'll figure. There's 56 comments I see on Facebook right now. I did
57.
Yeah, I know. It'll come here in a minute. I did 60. We're going to generate the number, and the number's 17
All right, that down.
from the top.
Well, why don't you do? Hold on. Why don't you do another one? So then maybe you can stop. Maybe if you get like an 11, then we don't have to count 4 different times. Let's just do it 4 times. I'll write the numbers down.
All right.
It's like the lottery. 17, 40.
40. 8. I can do that one.
8. Okay.
And 23.
And 23. The numbers are 8, 17, 23, and 40.
I can't get to the beginning, though. I don't know why I can't. No, I can't. Well, we might have to pick them at the end.
We may have to.
Yeah, because I can't get back because we're live.
Okay. Well, as soon as we're finished, Fitzy will count down in the comments, and we'll pick the 8, 17, 23, and 40th, and then he'll let me know, and then I'll put it in the comments and tag your name in it so you see it. And then at that point, I think just send me a Facebook message with your name and an email address. Then I forward that on to Amy, and then she will then email you your stuff. So, all right, we'll do that.
Get Brian's figured out next week, and we'll give away 10 tickets. Maybe we'll do a couple 4-packs or something, so a family can go or something like that. Because Brian's a good family guy, so he'd like to send a family there, I'm sure. So we'll do that.
Fun. That's great.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, it'll be a great time. So you've got the numbers written down, right?
Yes, I do. 8, 17, 23, 40. And I'll tell you that as soon as the show is finished. And then we can we can just do it as soon as the show's finished. You and I can still be on here.
Okay.
And then
once
we'll
stops, I'll be able to go back and we'll count them.
All right, cool. Yeah, just give us like 5 or 10 minutes and we'll have the winners announced.
All right.
Awesome.
Other than that, it's Aquafest this weekend. A lot of road closures in Rice Lake. Be careful with that. We'll see everybody at the Black to Blue fundraiser on Friday night. No, I think that's probably it. So
that's a pretty busy week.
Yeah. It's going to be a crazy summer. We're going to be really busy. I've got a talk on Saturday for the Bear Lake Association district. I'll be out there. We've got the Aquafest parade on Sunday. Yeah, my weekends are kind of crazy now, but it's awesome. I love this time of year. This is the best time to be sheriff. The community is awesome. And then we've got a big outdoor concert at the casino we just met on yesterday. And then we have this up in Spooner on the 1st. Then it's July 4th already. And, man, we got to slow summer down and enjoy it.
Holy cow.
Just get out there, enjoy summer. And, lots of stuff going on. Hopefully we'll be able to talk some other stuff and not have press releases next week.
Yeah, I know it. And you love this stuff, like fairs and being out in the community. You just eat this stuff. I love it. And honestly, I respect you so much for that, because there's some, and it's perfectly fine if they don't necessarily like to, but a lot of them still do anyway, because, they think that's kind of my job, being the face of it and being out. But you love this stuff. And I remember Dad used to love going to that stuff, just because you sit in an office and you have all these things going on. It's just so nice to actually go out and talk to people.
One more thing. It's my mom's birthday today. Happy birthday to my mom.
Happy birthday, Bunny.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Oh, happy birthday. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden. And, of course, you've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. So give Brian a call today. The phone number is right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Special thank you to Freedom Music Fest Wisconsin event organizer Amy Greenfield for joining us at the beginning of the show this morning and giving us some tickets to give away. We'll be giving away, sounds like 4 tickets every Tuesday this month, right here on Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy. So until next week, thank you for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.